As Israel continues to subject besieged Gaza to a brutal bombing campaign, variously described as war crimes, ethnic cleansing, and genocide, Western governments have lined up in support of Israel, whilst attempting to dampen solidarity with Palestine. No country, though, seems to have aligned itself as unequivocally with Israel than Germany. On the streets of Berlin, a city famous for its anything-goes attitude, this unwavering support of Israel has translated into harsh and unprecedented police repression. Sonnenallee, a street in the predominantly Arab and Turkish neighbourhood of Neukölln, is known by the Arab community as Shara al-Arab, or Arab Street.
And the Sonnenallee is the street where, with all the Arab shops and Arab people and migrants in general, they are very... this is also Hermannplatz.
Zaid Abdel Nasser is the coordinator of the Germany chapter of Samidun, an international solidarity network for Palestinian prisoners. He's also a Palestinian refugee and resident in Germany since 2015.
I would say in every demonstration and every event that happened for Palestine in Berlin, ever since the 7th of October, in every event there was an incident, at least one, where the police attacked the demonstration and hit people and assaulted them and arrested at least a couple of people. Some of the harshest repressions took place last week, happened here, and they closed that street and they blockaded it with tens of police vans and police officers, hundreds of police officers were roaming the street here, and they built some sort of desk to process the people.
One of the people processed at these desks was sociologist and activist Matanya, who says she was walking home when she was arrested.
They just drove me 2 blocks and dropped me off over there in this street on Hermannplatz, where they created a pop-up police station. They really put down tables and everything because they were arresting so many people that day. And there was a line with people, maybe 100 people, women, men, 10-year-old kids. After me, a 10-year-old boy got arrested, worked to the floor, sat on his neck. He was standing behind me in line over there.
In a video that quickly went viral, Matanya is seen being arrested by police.
So I'm arrested because I said free Palestine. On that day there were 2 protests scheduled here in Neukölln that were banned immediately. Those protests were on 2 different squares here in the neighborhood. I was just there on the sideline watching other people getting kettled and arrested. And then actually I was on my way home to where I live, and passing over Sonnenallee there were a lot of people, and some people said free Palestine. I chanted free Palestine twice while walking home on a street where there was no demonstration planned. And I sat down at a table, and 2 seconds later 5 police cops ran at me and they said, "You're arrested."
Of course the police are acting on orders from higher up.
Es ist mir wichtig, dies hier heute in Israel in dieser schwierigen Situation deutlich zu sagen. Die deutsche Geschichte, unsere aus dem Holocaust erwachsene Verantwortung, macht es uns zu unserer Aufgabe, für die Existenz und die Sicherheit des Staates Israel einzustehen.
Activists claim that police repression, criminalization, and institutional silencing of Palestine solidarity goes way back to before October the 7th, with recent events representing only an intensification. Nevertheless, the drive by many in Germany to express solidarity, to mourn, to protest against occupation and genocide seems not only to persist, but to grow. Iris Hefetz is an activist in Germany's Jewish Voice for Peace. On October 14th, she was arrested and detained for holding a sign in public reading, "As a Jew and Israeli, stop the genocide in Gaza."
Iris Hefetz von der jüdischen Stimme verhaftet. Die Polizei Berlin verhaftet Iris Hefetz auf dem Hermannplatz.
Ja,
if someone is here offended by the fact that I'm criticizing Israel, it can be considered to be anti-Semitic. This is the perversion of Germany of anti-Semitism. And we see now, of course, that it's a big problem, because if everything is anti-Semitism, then nothing is anti-Semitism.
Of course, anti-Semitism exists, but Palestinians and Arabs still have the right to go on their streets, show their support for the people, mourn also, and this has been completely, since 1 month, forbidden in the name of anti-Semitism, which is actually racism against Arabs and Muslims within Germany, who is a huge part of the population also.
By silencing democratic protests, you're just going to divide more people. They actually get to the opposite results that they say they want to achieve.
Supporting this idea that to oppose the state of Israel is to oppose Jews, this causes anti-Semitism. This is an extremely dangerous mystification. People have the right to protest, and suppressing the right to protest is only going to actually increase anti-Semitism.
As well as arresting people for expressing an opinion, since the 7th of October, videos have surfaced showing German police attacking protesters, stamping out candles at candlelit vigils, ripping away Palestinian flags, and simply stopping and searching people who are even suspected of being part of a demonstration. Mohammed Al-Hassan is the manager of a law firm representing many of the protesters who have been arrested at the demonstrations since October 7th.
At the moment we have women, young women, girls, basically girls who were beaten up very badly up into hospital. So they have black eyes, we have broken bones, we have broken ribs. So people were completely beaten up, and we have to say that some people were even beaten up after they were taken into the police cars. So they were handcuffed already, and they totally got beaten up. And we are filing cases against the police as well.
The police, I never feel safe when the police are nearby. And I don't think that they're here to protect us. They're here to enforce the German state's perception of Palestine as an anti-Semitic cause, and it's outrageous and dangerous.
But what happens when you apply this amount of repression and pressure against Palestinians and Arabs and even internationals who support Palestine, where you ban them from gathering legally and voicing their worries and voicing their feelings and voicing their political position? What this resulted in is that the street at some point refused this repression. So like, even in a sense of, if I were the state and I was concerned about my inner security, it is very dangerous to alienate hundreds of thousands of people in this very brash and very repressive way. And if anything, it does show that fascism never left Germany. Fascism is still alive and well in Germany.
If Germany says that in order to do and never again they are supporting genocide, that it's really a perversion of the Jewish history, of the history of all humans. The Holocaust is not only a Jewish history. Therefore, I'm here to say, of course not in my name, of course I condemn deeply what Germany is doing.
I think it's very important for people all around the world to become aware of how German propaganda and the media outlets have no shame in twisting the most basic observations.
One of Germany's largest media corporations and one of the largest media publishers in Europe, Axel Springer, outlines its core values on its website. The first value mentions democracy in a united Europe, while the second, the right of the existence of the State of Israel. Their flagship tabloid, Bild, is the highest circulation newspaper in Europe, with over 12 million daily readers.
The German media specifically played a major role in everything that happened in the past 2 years.
Bild has not only targeted the Samidun network, but Zaid personally.
A couple of weeks ago, Samidun, Palestinian Prisoners Solidarity Network, was banned by Olaf Scholz. And suddenly Samidun is this devil in Germany. And my picture was put on the Bild as Chef der Judenhass. like the leader of Jew hatred. This is an invitation to harm. This is an invitation to attack me, like physically hurt me. And for what? Yani, what do we do in Germany? We go to the street, we organize public events where we speak about Palestine and the prisoners. It is very normal political work.
Nevertheless, the German government continues to clamp down on Palestine solidarity, with some politicians now even openly calling for deportation on grounds of anti-Semitism. For Zaid, these threats have become a reality as he struggles to retain his refugee status and fights possible deportation. Despite all of this, he remains committed.
So regarding the future, I do feel a sense of extreme optimism. What we're seeing on the street, where people are refusing the repression by the state, they see that this German police is not too different than the police they see on TV in occupied Palestine, that is hitting and repressing people. They have put themselves there. They have expressed this extreme hatred towards Palestinians and towards Palestine and towards Arabs and towards anything that does not support the occupation. You can do 1,000 seminars about it, but it will never be as clear as when the person is being punched in the face by the police because they're saying free Palestine from the river to the sea.
Thank you so much for watching the Real News Network, where we lift up the voices, stories, and struggles that you care about most. And we need your help to keep doing this work, so please tap your screen now, subscribe, and donate to the Real News Network. Solidarity forever.